Alan Slaughterzinski for the Brevard Sports Network, and we are live at Dawson Field, the softball complex, where hopefully coming up here in a couple of minutes, we're going to have a softball game. The umpires are scheduled to be here by 7 o'clock. They haven't arrived yet. The national anthem has been played. The starting lineups are being introduced. So while they do that, we'll do this. We'll tell you that the KENDAL Signs softball game of the week is brought to you by KENDAL Signs. Give them a call at 321-636-5116 or check them out online at kendallsigns.com. Also want to tell you that tonight's game is brought to you by Connect Sports Consulting. Connect Sports Consulting. You can check them out online at connectsportsconsulting.com. Here you go. All right, let's run down and tell you the history between these two teams. The Viera Hawks own a 12-9 all-time series record. All-time, of course, is Max Prep's all-time, which is 2006. Since 2006, it's 12-9 in favor of Viera. Viera got the big win last year in the regional quarterfinals, which propelled the Hawks all the way to the Final Four. Now, last year, the best team, hands down in Brevard County, was these Melbourne Bulldogs. They were 25-3 last year, but Skylar Wagoner tripped them up in that regional quarterfinal game in which she pitched a 5-hit shutout to lead Viera, as I said, to the Final Four. Tonight, Skylar Wagoner makes her return to the mound. This will be her first game tonight. For Melbourne, it's an interesting situation here with the Bulldogs this year. They only graduated 3 seniors last year, and they returned the Brevard Sports Network Softball Player of the Year, who last year was a freshman, this year is a sophomore, in pitcher Jazzy Francik. Francik is, quite honestly, was a freshman phenom last year. 157 and a third innings pitched, 277 strikeouts, 0.49 ERA. Opponents batted just 124 off of her, and she was 23 of the 25 wins. But Coach Shep has got a couple of transfers that came in this year. One of note, three of note, really. Kyla Berry from Rockledge. Kyla and Addie Berry from Rockledge. Kyla comes in, 50 career appearances, 43 starts. She's 29-15, 464 career strikeouts. She also transferring is Addie Berry, her sister, who can spin it as well, and also from Cocoa Beach, Bailey Holland. So this is a team that not only was probably projected to be a team competing for a state championship prior to the transfers. One has to think that now with the likes of the Berry sisters and a player like Bailey Holland coming,
I apologize. We're still waiting on the umpires, but hopefully they'll be here shortly.
all the time in the world, I'm listening to the PA guy. But with those transfers coming in, my goodness gracious, you look at this team on paper and there really is, you think to yourself, no reason they shouldn't win a state championship, and that's all fair and love and war. Viera will have something to say about it, though, because they graduated just one senior last year. And as I said, they've got their ace out there, too, and she's pretty good. Skylar Wagoner last year was 16-6 with a .135 ERA and 135 on a third innings pitch. She had 198 strikeouts, just 41 walks, allowed only 3 home runs, and opponents batted just 176 against her. So this is going to be a good game tonight. Should we be able to get it off? I still don't see any umpires on the field, which to me is, I'll just bite my tongue on that one. But why don't we just go ahead and give you the starting lineups first for the visiting Viera Hawks, who come in at 0-2. Leading off, playing center field is going to be Haley Ryder. Batting second, the number 21, Sylvia Burrows, the second baseman. Batting third, shortstop Anna Brait. Batting fourth, the left field power hitting Jace Jackson. Batting fifth, the first baseman Haley Mix. Batting sixth, there's going to be the pitcher Sylvia Wagoner. Batting seventh, third baseman Amaya Pitt. Batting eighth, one of the best catchers in the county. You're going to see 2 of the better catchers in Brevard County tonight, and one of them is Maddie Ford. And batting ninth and playing right field, she's got a great stick and a great spot batting ninth. And she, in softball, you put a good hitter ninth, as they can help propel the top of the lineup, and that's Jaden Gentili, and she'll be in right field. Jaden had a great playoffs last year for Coach Alex Breeden. For the Melbourne Bulldogs, leading off, one of the best hitters in Brevard County last year, hands down, finished in the top 4 in BSN Softball Player of the Year, number 22 shortstop Nadia English. She moves over from second to short. Starting out on the mound tonight will be pitcher Jazzy Francik. Over at the hot corner, swings a mean bat, fields a mean ball, Allie Turner. Alicia Thompson will move to second base this year. Bailey Holland, the freshman transfer from Cocoa Beach. I'm sorry. Alicia Thompson is the catcher. Bailey Holland will play second base. She slides into Nadia English's spot from last year. In right field is Addie Berry, and she'll bat sixth. Seventh is Naveah Loveridge, the center fielder. Batting eighth, one of my favorite first basemen, Sofia Valcourt. And batting ninth, Haley Turner. Now, you didn't hear Kyla Berry's name in the lineup there. So it wouldn't surprise me. One of the questions I asked Coach Stan Adell was, there's only 9 spots on the team for all of these players. How do you satisfy them all? And he said that, and what he told me was that they've got some things up their sleeves this year that's unusual but effective, they hope. And we'll see how it works out. And I think we could see one of those here tonight. All right, we're going to step away. When we come back, hopefully, we'll have some umpires here. You're watching the Kendall Signs Connect Sports Consulting Softball Game of the Week here on Brevard Sports Network. All right, so I'm told one umpire, and he's actually walked onto the field, is here. So we've got one umpire here. I'm not sure where the other one is. He's in the dugout right now. So we should be playing here shortly. As the Hawks head out to left field. What a run they had last year, reaching the Final Four under the guidance, tutelage, and direction of Coach Alex Breeden. Of course, her dad, Joe Breeden, is the assistant coach, and Alex is in her fifth year with Viera, and she's 70-14 with 2 Final Four appearances. And Coach Jeff Shepard is in his 7th season. He is 110-35. So the girls are doing their pregame ritual. And we will hopefully be starting here shortly. All right. And so we'll be right back. We're going to put it on mute here, and then we'll be right back, hopefully with the first pitch coming up shortly here on Brevard Sports Network.
Right, folks. Caleb Brown here with you on the beautiful campus of Melbourne High School, where we are awaiting the second umpire. And the second umpire has shown up, is walking through the gates, and we're going to have softball, everybody. Alan Slaughterzinski will be right with you to call all the action and bring you this amazing game we are about to watch tonight between the Viera Hawks and the Melbourne Bulldogs.
All right. Yes. Can you believe it? It is that time to play softball. Alan Slaughterzinski, Caleb Brown with you here on the Brevard Sports Network. I like, personally, I like the 7 o'clock start time. I like under the lights. 6 o'clock is always a hassle to get to the game. Yeah. Coach Turner, a.k.a. Dan Adele, likes it as well. All right, so Haley Ryder will step in, and she's going to be facing Jazzy Francik. Ryder, a 283 hitter last year. Center fielder, take you around the Melbourne infield here. It's going to be Valcourt at first. It's going to be Bailey Holland at second. Nadia English at third, and Allie Turner at third. And the first offering, no scoreboard, was outside for a ball. 1 and 0. The scoreboard still down, huh? The 1-0 here coming up from Francik, the hard-throwing sophomore. Winds, fires, swung on, and missed. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the outfield for the Melbourne Bulldogs from left to right, it's Haley Turner, Naveah Loveridge, and Addie Berry. The battery duo with Francik behind the plate is Alicia Thompson, and that one just misses. 2 balls and a strike, so Francik falls behind. She threw a perfect game the other night against O'Galley. 7 innings pitched. She had 17 strikeouts, no walks, no hits, and an 8-0 Bulldog victory. Francik to Ryder. High, ball 3, 3-1. The on-deck hitter is Sylvia Burrows. Burrows last year hit a double off the base of that wall in the regional quarterfinals against Francik. So she can get around on it, and she's on deck. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Francik works the first batter to a full count. The center fielder for the Hawks, left-handed swinging center fielder for the Hawks, steps back in. Joe Breeden on first, Alex Breeden on third, your coaches. Francik rocks, kicks, fires, swung on, and missed. Strike 3. So Francik battles back from a full count to record her first strikeout of the night. And that'll bring up Sylvia Burrows. All Burrows did last year in 23 games was bat 5-14, 23 RBIs, which was third on the Hawks last year. She had 10 doubles, 2 triples, and 5 home runs last year for Coach Alex Breeden. And she can get around on Francik's fastballs. I told you she did it last year in the regional quarterfinals. The pitch took a little off of that, and that is strike one. 0-1 from Francik to Burrows. On deck, Anna Brait, shortstop. Francik's 0-1. And that'll hit the bat, and the count will go to 0-2. So Francik has Burrows down 0-2 after falling behind Ryder 3-1. The 0-2 just misses, and the off-speed pitch just a little bit high. One ball, two strikes. Valcourt about 2 steps in. Same with Turner off the first and third base bags outside, and Burrows has worked the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But wouldn't say a hitter's count with Francik on the mound, but you certainly can pick a pitch here. Got to protect the plate, though. Thompson puts the signal down. Francik nods. The 2-2. Jazzy throws strike 3. Off-speed pitch. I thought it was strike 3. I guess not. I don't know. I thought that was 2 strikes. Yeah. Francik's 2-2. At the, he called it a ball is what he did. So it's Francik walks Burrows, and that's going to bring up Anna Brait. And not only are we an hour and 10 minutes late, we'll stop the statement there. That's right. That's right. The left-handed swinging Brait steps in. Brait, a .409 hitter last year, 27 hits. That was second on the Hawks to Jace Jackson, 29 RBIs. That led the Hawks. Well, let's just say I got in a little trouble with this one last year. Here's the pitch, and that'll be a strike at the knees. Becky Jones-Mitchell says, let's go Dogs. Deidre Williams, Hawk Nation. Here's the pitch from Francik, and that's a grounder foul. Small grounder, short grounder, but foul nonetheless. And I think he's holding up a 1-2. Here. Francik winds, kicks, and fires, and that is a grounder to the shortstop, and it top spinned, as you saw there on the screen. Did you see that? Did you show that? And the ball slowed down so much that Nadia English had to kind of play back on it a little bit and unable to get Sylvia Burrows, who hustles, into second base. And Anna Brait reaches on a sacrifice, and that's going to bring up Jace Jackson. Jace Jackson steps in. She was a .476 hitter last year. She had 7 home runs, and there's a shot back to Francik, first pitch swinging, and that'll be the second out of the inning. I like the idea by Jackson there, though, because 2 runners on, Francik's coming with heat. She's coming down the middle. She just got topped the ball a little bit. But I definitely like the mindset of Jace Jackson on that first pitch swing. Haley Mix steps in. Mix a .217 hitter last year. She's a senior this year. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Francik rocks, kicks, and fires. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 0-1 to mix. Nothing in 2. That ball had smoke coming off of it. 0-2 from Francik. Unfortunately, it's a busy night over there on the rooftop of Holmes Regional Medical Center. A lot of helicopters flying in and out. Jazzy Francik, the 0-2 to Haley Mix. At the knees, I guess low. 1-2. Francik's 1-2. Swung on and missed, and she gets out of the inning, stranding 2 runners. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of 1. No score as the Melbourne Bulldogs take their first swings tonight. We'll be back in just a second. All right, in the circle tonight for the Viera Hawks is Skylar Wagner. Wagner last year, an outstanding season, 16-6, a 1.35 ERA, 135 innings pitched, 198 strikeouts. Let's take you around the Viera Hawks infield. At first base is Haley Mix. Over at second is Sylvia Burrows. Shortstop, Anna Brait. And at the hot corner, Amaya Pitt. From left to right in the outfield, Jace Jackson, Haley Ryder, and Jaden Gentili. Nadia English steps in. You want to talk about somebody that had an absolutely fantastic year last year at the plate? It's Nadia English. English, a .489 hitter last year, 45 hits, 22 RBIs, 8 doubles, 3 triples, and 3 home runs. Nadia can do it all. Wagner and English. Dan Adele at first. Jeff Shepard at third. Wagner's first pitch. Off speed. Dropped in. That's a beaut. 0-1 from Skylar. She works fast. Wagner eyes the signal. She gets it. Her battery mate is Maddie Ford, one of the best, along with Alicia Thompson. Strike 2 from Wagner, and Wagner starts off on fire to Nadia English, who's ready. English committed to Stetson University, verbally committed. The pitch, and Skylar wastes one. The on-deck hitter is going to be Jazzy Francik. Not only can Jazzy pitch the ball, but she's a pretty good hitter, too. Wagner, 1-2 to Nadia English. Ball is popped straight up, and that is going to be close to out of play. And she got it. Oh, it must have hit. Ball touched the fence. And that was close. I apologize if you couldn't see it. He's going to ask for help, but it did touch the fence. I already heard. You know how I know? Because I already heard the first base umpire say it touched the fence. All right, so Nadia English, good call, Blue. Nadia English gets another swing here. That was a good play, though, by Maddie Ford to follow. That's not easy to follow a ball down a backstop like that and make the catch. Maddie Ford just did it. The 1-2 from English, or from Wagner to English, and Nadia calls time and forces Skylar to step off. Little cat and mouse game going on here. We saw it last night between Rockledge and Merritt Island. Rivals here. Wagner rocks, kicks, fires, and there's a chopper right back to Skylar and over to first, and she gets English by a step. Good play by Skylar, who's one of the better fielding pitchers in Brevard County, and that'll bring up Jazzy Francik. Francik last year. That's because I'm looking at Viera. If I looked at Melbourne, I'll bet you I'll find Jazzy stats. She was a .342 hitter. That'll be off the plate for ball one. Francik last year, a .342 hitter. 26 hits, 23 RBIs, 5 doubles, and a triple. On deck for Coach Jeff Shepard is Allie Turner, the third baseman. 1-0 to Francik. Wagner rocks high, ball 2. 2-0. We good? All right. Wagner spins the ball at her hip. The pitch. That ball is roped into center field, but there to make the catch is Haley Ryder, and the line drive is the second out, and that's exactly what Sylvia did to Melbourne last year. She allowed her players behind her to hit, and Allie Turner steps in, and the senior third baseman last season, a .430 hitter with 32 RBIs, and she hits this one, skies it in the air. Ryder goes back, comes in, and makes the catch for the third and final out. Good track by Ryder. No runs, no hits, no errors. Obviously no one left. We head to the top of the second. No score between the Hawks and the Bulldogs. All right, the Connect Sports Consulting. Second inning about to begin here, and first up for the Viera Hawks here is going to be Sylvia Wagner, the pitcher who got 3 up, 3 down out of the Bulldogs last year. Wagner pretty good at the dish herself. She was a .500 batter, 33 hits, 28 RBIs, 9 doubles, left-handed swinging, left-handed pitching. Francik still in the circle. Why wouldn't she be? Here's the pitch. Low. Ball one. So Jazzy struggled a little bit with first pitch strikes tonight. If you're going to nitpick, there's your nitpick. The on-deck hitter is Amaya Pitt. Wagoner. That's a strike at the knees. Low and outside, ball two. Jazzy working deep in the counts tonight, unlike her. Sylvia, Jazzy, pitch. That ball is smoked down the right field line, but foul. Sylvia was all over that one, but she pulled it foul. She had some sort of a foot infection that kept her out, but she is obviously back and ready. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Strike three. And that's the first out here. That'll bring up Amaya Pitt. On deck is Maddie Ford. Pitt last season for the Bulldogs. A 140 hitter. I saw her working all off season over at Uberzati. Francik, Pitt, swung on over the top. Strike one. One out here, top two. No score between two of the best teams in the county. I'd go as far as to say in Central Florida. That's a strike on the inside corner, and the count is now 0-2. I don't think Jazzy's going to play around here. She wipes the dirt. The 0-2 to Pitt. High. Took a little off of that. And Amaya with a good job keeping off of that. That ball rose. And that's tough to keep off of, even though the end result is over her head. It's not where across the plate. The 1-2. Strike three, and Francik with her second strikeout of the inning, third of the game. And that'll bring up Maddie Ford, the catcher. Maddie, a 191 hitter last year, 8 RBIs. She was a sophomore. She's a junior this year. Does a terrific job behind the plate. I like to say she's built for tough. Maddie steps in. Jazzy fires. That'll be high for ball one. 1-0. Joe Breeden, the first base coach. Alex Breeden, the third base coach. Joe, of course, spent a lot of time in the major leagues, the Florida Marlins. Coaching. The pitch. High for ball two. 2-0. The on-deck hitter is a hitter in Jaden Gentili. Jaden could bat ninth or first. It's Coach Dan Adele telling his outfield, in the air, we get it. That's a strike. 1-2. Or 2-1. I'm sorry, 2-1. The 2-1 from Francik. Make it 2-2 on the off speed. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Second inning. What do we call it? Deuces wild. The 2-2 offering. And there's a nubbler down to Allie Turner. Turner bobbled it. That'll be an E5. And reaching is Maddie Ford, who will have to come off because she's the catcher. That's a rarity there. But to Allie Turner's defense on that one, that ball nubbed. I called it a nibbler. A nubbler off the bat. Yeah, it's a nibbler. It's a nibbler, Alan. What is a nibbler? It nibbled the dirt all the way down to the third baseman. The nubbler all the way down to the third baseman. And that's what threw her off. But nonetheless, it's an error. And that brings up Jaden Gentili. Jaden's brother, Dominic Gentili, pretty good athlete, too. He's an okay football player. Okay lacrosse player. Dominic's a great athlete. Pitch. And Jaden swings right on. She's right on it. 0-2 to Gentili, a .259 hitter last year. Plays a great right field. Swung on and missed. Strike three. That'll end the inning. So no runs, no hits, one error, one left. We head to the bottom of two. No score between the Bulldogs and the Hawks. I'd like to welcome in Space Coast Hall of Famer Gary Schifrin watching here tonight. Gary, Mr. Schifrin, thank you so much for tuning in to Brevard Sports Network. Appreciate the compliment. As we get set to head to the bottom of the second inning, and it'll be 4, 5, and 6. That's Alicia Thompson, Bailey Holland, and Addie Berry for the Melbourne Bulldogs. Alicia Thompson was a pretty good power hitter last year for Melbourne. Thompson, 347, 25 hits, 22 RBIs, 8 doubles, and a home run last year. And she, along with Maddie Ford, two of the better catchers in the region. And Wagoner led her high for ball one. The Cocoa Beach transfer, Bailey Holland, is on deck. Holland, a freshman, just an outstanding athlete, plays volleyball, plays softball, pitch. And that'll be a strike right down Babcock Street. And it's 1-1 to Thompson. The off-speed floats on Skyler, and it's 2-1. The 2-1. Strike two. Make it 1-2. And, boy, I tell you, Skyler. I called her that 10 times. Skyler picking up right where she left off last year is Coach Jeff Turner at first base, pulling his hair out. Uh, swung on and missed. That's actually Dan Adele. It's a joke between Dan and I. And a strikeout from Skylar, her second.
Up next for the Lady Bulldogs, number 6, Bailey Howell.
Bailey Highland steps in. We don't have numbers on Bailey last year, but trust me, she's a baller. Her brother Brock was an outstanding football player for Coco. Bailey will watch that go outside for ball one, and Wagner falls behind to Holland. The on-deck hitter is Addie Berry, and Addie, one of the best slap hitters around. You'll see when she gets up. Wagner rocks and fires. Oh, my goodness! Bailey Holland lines one to the wall. Holland around first, and she will stop at second as Bailey Holland with a double. And the Melbourne Bulldogs are in business. Did you hear that hit the bat? It went crunch. Bailey Holland with a double. Say hello to the Melbourne Bulldog faithful, Bailey. And keep your eye here as the entire infield has shifted in. Why? Because of Addie Berry's ability as a slap hitter. She is just one of the best, and a sophomore at that. Wagner rocks and fires, and Addie doesn't bite at that, and it's 1-0. Holland at second. The entire Hawk infield, circle circumference around. Second baseman standing next to the pitcher. Inside corner, strike one. Great location from Skylar. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's how you combat the slap hitters. You gotta, it's not about trying to blow by them, because you can't do it. Because all they're trying to do is get the bat on the ball, and they know where to place it. It's about location. It's about you directing where they slap the baseball. So it's a cat and mouse game at the plate for sure. And we'll see who wins it here. Will it be Skylar or will it be Addie? The runner at second is Bailey Highland, who absolutely crushed one to the left field wall. Good play by Jace Jackson out there. And even the left fielder, Jace Jackson's about 10 steps off the dirt. The pitch outside, and the danger you run on trying to place the ball too much is not throwing strikes. And right now, Wagner's falling behind to Addie Berry, 2-1. And here's the pitch. Nice pitch by Skylar. The changeup kind of fooled her a little bit, and the count is now even at 2-2. The on-deck hitter is Naveah Loveridge. The 2-2 from Wagner, and there's a grounder back to Wagner, and Berry will advance the runner, but that's 2 outs in the inning, and that's going to bring up Naveah Loveridge, the Merritt Island transfer last year here. The Loveridge transfer from Merritt Island. She transferred here last year to play with her friends that she'd grown up playing with. Batted .333 last year. She had 22 RBIs, 6 doubles, and 6 triples. As consistent comes, and plays a pretty mean outfield, too. She's got a pretty good arm on her. So the runner at third is Bailey Holland. A base hit surely drives her in. So on deck is number 10. That is Sofia Valcourt. It's 2 outs. First and third are in, and Skylar just winds up and blows the first pitch right by Naveah, and it's 0-1. First baseman and the third baseman about 4 or 5 steps in to the right of the first and third base bags. Third baseman, Amaya Pitt, right on the line. Shortstop and second baseman, normal depth. Wagner, 0-1 to Loveridge. Rocks, kicks, fires, high for a ball, 1-1. as Jaden Gentili is shaded all the way over towards the line. Wagner 1-1 to Loveridge. Holland at third, 2 outs. Swung on and missed. And Wagner is a strike away from getting out of the inning and stranding Holland at third. And, ooh, just off the plate, 2-2. And that was the cardinal sin of broadcasting right there. Never assume what the umpire is going to call, because you know what happens, right? You make a you-know-what out of, right? You got it. And we time as Loveridge steps out of the box. Look good from here, but I don't have the angle. Wagner 2-2. And good piece of staying alive there by Naveah Loveridge. Valcourt hoping to get a swing here in the bottom of the second inning. Chances are, if she does, Loveridge has either walked or got a base hit. The pitch, low, ball 3. The count is now full at 3-2, and Maddie Ford wants to talk to Skylar. I think she's just going to go out there and tell her, look, we got 2 strikes on her by smoking it by her. Let's just wind up and try to blow it by her here. Taps her on the arm, heads back behind the plate. At least that's what I'd tell her. I mean, look, we got 2 strikes. Let's not get fancy here. Let's just wind up and throw it by her. If it's a strike, she hits it, she hits it. We got one of the best fielding teams around. See what happens. Wagner rocks. The lefty fires. And Naveah Loveridge battles back for a walk.
Good job, Leah.
And runners now at the corner with 2 outs. And Sofia Valcourt is up.
Next up for the Lady Bulldogs, number 10, Sofia Valcourt.
And Valcourt last year started slow because of an injury, a shoulder injury, but really came on at the end of the year. Batted .370. She had 27 hits, 24 RBIs, 3 doubles, 3 triples, and a dinger. She's got RBI opportunity out there in Bailey Holland. And that ball is smoked into the gap. Holland will score. Loveridge around second. Loveridge being waved home. And Naveah Loveridge will score. And Sofia Valcourt with a 2-out first pitch swinging double. And it's 2-0 Melbourne. And the Bulldogs are on top. Great piece of hitting by Sofia Valcourt. How you doing? And a lot of people will forget this when the game is over, but the at-bat that Naveah Loveridge had to battle back from the 0-2 to draw the walk is the reason the Bulldogs lead 2-0. That's a great piece of hitting by Valcourt. Don't get me wrong, but the job that Loveridge did at the dish against one of the best in the county is the reason the Bulldogs are up 2-0. As Haley Turner steps in, the left fielder. Pitch, and Haley tried to slap one. Is again, Haley, another good slap hitter. Infield in, Valcourt at second, 2 outs, 2 in. The pitch swung on and missed. Was first one a strike? Yeah, 0-2. I forgot that fast. Top of the lineup, Nadia English on deck. Here's the pitch. And she swung, but she's got a shot. Catcher, and they got her on a strikeout throwout. So the Bulldogs, all with 2 outs in the inning. Bailey Holland with a double. Naveah Loveridge battles back for a walk. And then Sofia Valcourt drives them both home. So we head to the top of third. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left, 2-0 Melbourne. How fitting. Huh? I know. How fitting our third inning sponsor is going to be Uber Zotti, because we talked to you before the game about how would Coach Jeff Shepard manage having two arms the caliber of sophomore Jazzy Francik and senior Kyla Berry, everyday pitchers. Well, we see the answer right now. Francik went out and pitched the first two, and in the circle right now, the Rockledge transfer, who has fit in quite well here at Melbourne, and that is Kyla Berry. Berry last year, or in her career, 50 appearances. She's 29 and 15, 464 strikeouts, 245 last year, a 1.09 ERA. Opponent's bat just 159 off Kyla. And it is going to definitely be a different look for the hitters, as Francik will move to left and Berry moves in the circle. So, question answered as to how the rotation would be handled. They're both going to pitch at the same time. And we are back to the top of the Viera lineup with Haley Ryder, who struck out her first time up, as Berry toes the rubber. Here's the pitch, and that one gets away from the catcher, Alicia Thompson, and it's 1-0. Berry grabs the rosin. The left-handed swinging Ryder steps back in the box. Berry. Strike one, 1-1. Good-looking pitch. Valcourt, Holland, English, and Turner around the infield. Francik, Loveridge, and Addie Berry in right. You want to win a state championship, sacrifices have to be made, swung on and missed on the heat. And what I mean by that is when you have a roster as talented as this one, you only have 9 positions. So playing time has to be sacrificed for the betterment of the team. And, well, I absolutely love the attitude of these girls, talking to them before the game about that. And whatever it's going to take, they're all committed. Jazzy's not, because she's just a sophomore. But
Kyla Berry, number 13, is pitching for the Lady Bulldogs.
They understand they've accomplished as much as you're going to accomplish at their age in club ball and high school. What's left for these girls is a state championship. And for a Brevard County team to win a state championship, it'd be the first one since 2011 when O'Galley did it. So when you have this many great players, you got to be a team player. Everybody's got to buy in, and so far, through one game, so good. A 1-2 to Haley Ryder. Joe Breeden tells Ryder to stay connected. Berry likes the signal from Thompson. Pitch. Don't know where it missed. All I know is that it missed. 2-2. Was one. Berry, the 2-2 to Ryder. Strike 3. And Kyla Berry with the 4th straight Bulldog strikeout.
Good job, Kyla.
And Sylvia Burrows steps in. 1 out. Berry gets the signal, throws, swung on, and missed. Strike 1. Two to nothing, Melbourne on top. Bailey Holland with a double. And then Sofia Valcourt drove in her and Naveah Loveridge. The pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 2. That was a ball in the dirt. And Burrows gave her one, and she knows it. Coach Breeden's telling her, come on now, let's go. Top three, 2-0 is our score here at Dawson Field. Barry rocks, kicks. That ball was just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No, well, it depends. Right. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. That's the 5th straight strikeout by Bulldog pitching. The 2nd from Barry. 2 outs in the inning. And that'll bring up Anna Brait. Wow. Brait, left-handed batter, facing the right-handed flame-throwing Barry. The senior fires in the dirt. And 1-0. So if I had to guess here, I'd guess that Barry will pitch 2 innings, and then we'll probably see Francik back in to pitch the final 2. Swung on and missed, and Kyla Barry is throwing straight heat. She smacks her thigh with her glove. She winds, kicks, and fires off the plate. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike now to Brait. Jace Jackson on deck. A lot of college commits in this game, including Barry. I believe she's headed to James Madison. That ball, nice job by Sofia Valcourt to lay out and catch that one. That was a nubbler off the top of the bat, and Valcourt laid out and got it. That ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of 3, 2-0 Melbourne on top. Nadia English, Jazzy Francik, and Allie Turner set to face Skylar Wagoner here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with the Bulldogs up 2-0.
Come on, Nadia.
Nadia 0 for 1. And Wagoner starts Nadia off with a high fastball for ball 1, 1-0. Anybody on here trying to throw up these fake streams? All right, good man. Here you go. The 1-0 to English. That ball is skied into right field and hauled in by Jaden Gentili for out number 1. And that'll bring up Jazzy Francik. Francik, who flied out with a line drive to the center fielder, her last time up, 0 for 1. There's the pitch. High for ball 1, 1-0. Allie Turner on deck. Yeah, oh yeah. It's great. Really, it's when we get the BSN pickup truck, that's how we're going to broadcast. Standing in the center field with the camera coming in. Yeah. Francik and Wagner, two of the best pitchers in the county. Pitch. That'll be a strike. Count will go even at a ball and a strike to Jazzy. 2-1, actually. Check that, 2-1. Jazzy actually made the British national softball team, but because of COVID couldn't play. High, ball 3, and it's 3-1. And Sylvia Wagner with some location issues at the moment. Oh, it's a tremendous honor, and you better believe that when the time comes back around, she'll be there again. Her mom is British. Sylvia Wagner looking to battle back here. Skylar Wagner looking to battle back here. And that ball is hit into right field, but Jaden Gentili all over it. And that's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and that brings up Allie Turner. Jaden Gentili is as good as they come in the outfield. You're not going to get anything past Gentili. As Coach Dan Adell says, can you stop catching those, please? She made some great catches in that regional quarterfinal game last year. Remember the throw she made to throw a runner out at second, too. Allie Turner steps in. Alicia Thompson on deck. Skylar winds and fires. And that's a shot up the middle by Allie Turner. First pitch swinging. And Allie Turner is on with a hard base knock with 2 outs. And here go the Melbourne Bulldogs again with 2 outs. Alicia Thompson steps in. Allie Turner, she'll steal a base on you. Keep your eye on her. I get it. Bailey Holland on deck, who started all this off, or started the 2-run inning off, and that ball is jerked into left field at the wall. Gone! Home run, Alicia Thompson, and it's 4-0 Melbourne. Sky that one out of here. And that was, again, first pitch swinging. And it just kept going. And Jace Jackson ran out of room. And that's a 2-run bomb from Alicia Thompson to give the Bulldogs a 4-0 lead. What a piece of hitting there. The last 2 batters up, first pitch swinging. And the Bulldogs have scored all 4 runs tonight with 2 outs. And they do it again. Yeah, it is first home run of the season. And that one to Bailey Holland, the off-speed pitch. And she had to do something different there because the last 2 were fastballs right down Babcock Street, and both Turner and Thompson were waiting for him. So 4 runs in the game with 2 outs for Melbourne. Here's the pitch to Bailey, and that ball high. He caught me. He caught me watching. pitch just off the plate, and the count will go even at a ball and a strike. Did it? Moonshot. That was a Butte Clark. I don't disagree with the Breedens on that. Let's just say that. The pitch. That's a low one in the dirt, and the count will go to 2-1. Two balls and one strike. Two in off the two-run home run from Alicia Thompson. I was already delivering my home run call there for the 2022 season, and I got caught watching it. Pitched off speed, drops in for a strike, and it's even at 2-2. I know. I just because I was waiting to see if it was going to stay fair. Right. Pitch. And that time Skylar gets Bailey. And that's strike three. It ends the inning. But with two outs again, the Bulldogs, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, none left. We head to the top of the fourth. 4-0 Melbourne. What's that? Oh, good. All right. We get set to head to the top of the fourth inning, and Jace Jackson's going to lead it off. And if anybody's capable of getting the Bulldogs on the board with one swing of the bat, it is Jace. That's for sure. As Jace steps in to face Kyla Berry. And Kyla, the interesting inning for me is going to be the next inning because Jazzy pitched the first two. This is the second time out for Kyla, second inning out. So I'm curious to see who comes out for the fifth. Will it be Jazzy or will it be Kyla? So we'll see. Jace steps in, and I'll tell you, Jace, she can. She's college committed. She can get it out of here in a hurry and get the Hawks on the board. I was talking to her dad before the game. Great man. Said Jace doesn't have a home run yet this year, but she works very hard at her craft. She's just outstanding work ethic. Barry, pitch. And that'll be a strike at the waist. 1-1 now. It's the pitch. Low and inside for a ball. Barry to Jackson. High for a ball, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. So a hitter's count for Jace here. Haley Mix on deck, the first baseman. See if Kyla can battle back here. And Jace rips one down the third baseline. She's on it. She almost took out her manager there, Alex Breeden. That's a great looking swing by Jace. Straighten that out. That one's traveling on the roof with that helicopter over there. The pitch from Kyla, 3-2, counts full. The changeup in full Jace, and Jace with the leadoff walk, and the Hawks get the leadoff runner aboard for the first time tonight, and that'll bring up Haley Mix. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Jace is the first base runner allowed since the second by Bulldog pitching. They have 5 strikeouts tonight. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Jazzy Francik started, pitched the first 2. Struck out 4. Kyla Berry came in. Struck out 1. Jackson at first, Mix the batter. Berry fires high. Waste pitch. 1 and 2. Joe Breeden, the first base coach, giving instructions to Jackson and Mix. And Berry set to deliver the 1-2. 4-0 Bulldogs on top. Swung on and missed. It was a ball in her eyes, but hard to lay off because it looks good coming down. And that is strikeout number 6 for Bulldog pitching as Skylar Wagner steps in. Wagner, a left-handed batter, facing the right-handed flame-throwing Kyla Berry. Berry fires just off the plate, ball 1. Kyla wants to know where it missed. Umpire says just a bit outside. 1-0. And right now they're chasing balls, and that won't make Coach Breeden, Alex Breeden, happy. Wagner a ball and a strike. I'll say it again. It missed. Don't know where. 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Skylar Wagner. And this is where Berry is usually at her best. She is as competitive comes. Ask her sister Addie. Those two are so competitive together. Have had the good fortune to interview the both of them. And that misses as Alicia Thompson frames it up. And the count is full, so let's see what Jace Jackson does here. Does she go or does she stay? Thompson's got an arm, so potential for a strikeout, throw him out. If Jackson goes. Full count coming from Kyla Berry. And Wagner swings and misses. Jackson holds at first, and that's strikeout number 2. And the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Amaya Pitt. Pitt struck out her first time up. 2 outs in the inning now. Here in the top of the 4th. high for a ball. And Alicia telling Skylar, well, don't have to worry about overthrowing. I'm not sure what the conversation was between Alicia and the home plate umpire, but I know she's got to be asking where those misses are. Swung on and missed by Amaya. And that'll be strike one, 1-1. You gotta hold your breath and wait. Strike two. 1-2 to Pitt. The 1-2, strike three, swinging. And after a walk to Jace Jackson, Kyla Berry strikes out the side for strikeouts 6, 7, and 8 for Bulldog pitching. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It is 4-0 Melbourne. Addie Berry steps in, the outstanding slap hitter. 4-0 bottom four here. Skylar Wagner in the circle. And she rocks and fires, and Addie swings through it and misses. Amaya Pitt, Brait, Burrows, and Mix all in. Off the plate, 1-1. That's a strike. 1-2 to Addie. Here comes the 1-2 to Addison Berry. And that's high for a ball, 2-2. The on-deck hitter is Naveah Loveridge, who worked that walk to keep that inning alive. And Sofia Valcourt doubled him in, swung on and missed. That's a beautiful pitch from Skylar, and that's one out in the inning as Naveah Loveridge steps in. She walked her first time up. I dig it. Yeah. Or could ask us and we'll give them one. They could ask us and we'll give them one. Naveah, quick convo with Jeff Shepard. Dan Adele at first, Jeff Shepard at third, Naveah Loveridge at the dish. The pitch from Wagner, high for a ball. 4 runs on 5 hits for Melbourne. No runs on 1 hit for Viera. All right, 2-0. Wagner. And that'll be a strike. One and two, Wagner to Loveridge. The lefty in the dirt, ball 3. And Naveah Loveridge, they check with the first base umpire. He says no, she didn't swing, and the count moves to 3-1. High. Ball 4 and Loveridge with a 1-out walk brings up Sofia Valcourt, and all she did the last time up was hit a 2-out double that drove in 2 runs. Loveridge on first, Valcourt at the plate, 1 out here. Schuyler gets the signal, winds and fires high and outside for ball 1. She's frustrated right now. Schuyler is, and look, I mean, Sophia and Alicia and all good hits off of her, but I understand her frustration. It's the pitch, and that ball is shot in the left field, and Sofia Valcourt with a 1-out base hit, and again Valcourt reaches with a solid hit. This a single, and she's 2 for 2. Kyla Berry steps in. We saw Kyla, last time we saw Kyla bat, she hit a towering home run at Cocoa. And she is a very, very capable making this a 7-0 game. That one is misses 1-0. Skylar Wagner 1-0 to Kyla Berry. And Kyla with a shot down the third base line that goes just behind the bag, foul. And that'll move the count to 1-1. So Sofia Valcourt making a pitch for player of the game here tonight. She wears the best number, 10. That's right. That's what I wore. She definitely plays better in it than I ever did. That ball is high for a ball, and Loveridge looked like she was going to be trying to take third there, but stopped dead in her tracks and heads back. 2-1. No, it's mine because I had it first, but she plays better in it. Pitch, the changeup is a strike, and it's 2-2. The 2-2. And that could be trouble, but no. And nearly a double play situation there. But the shortstop with a good play and a break gets over. That was a tricky ball off the bat that was like topped. And break got there as Nadia English steps in. And Nadia's hit the ball at the plate tonight. She's just not dropped it anywhere. She's 0 for 2. But she is also capable of hitting this one out of the park. Outstanding hitter. The pitch from Wagoner. Change up just off the outside corner. 1-0. Skyler spins the ball at her hip. And a southpaw. Toes the rubber. Winds, kicks, and fires. And Nadia gets that one out to Jaden Gentile, and it's just not going to get past Jaden. It'll end the inning. So the Bulldogs threaten, but they leave two. We'll head to the top of the fifth, 4-0 Melbourne. All right, we move to the Beachway Volleyball Club fifth inning here as Kyla Berry stays in the circle. And the Viera Hawks trail this one 4-0. As Maddie Ford, Jaden Gentile, and Haley Ryder will try to get some base runners and score some runs here on Bulldog pitching. Kyla Berry starts her third inning. Jazzy Francik had the first two. As Kyla to Maddie Ford, the catcher. That one, a blistering fastball down the tube, and it's 0-1. I've seen her literally throw 9 of those in a row and strike out 3 pitchers. How you doing? That ball is fouled back and out of play, and the count is 0-2. Nothing and 2. Who was that? Who was that? Okay. The 0-2, high. The waist pitch is high and outside, 1-2 to Maddie Ford. Berry shakes her mask and fires. Goodness gracious. Blows one by there for strike 3, 1 out. top 5. Hey, Dan. I know, but no, you play 6? 7. Okay, I didn't know if it was 6 or that's all right. That's all right. I was trying not to sound like an idiot to the audience, but it's over now. Right. Coach Turner over there setting me straight. Yeah. And there's a little, I don't know what to call that, but it's foul. Line, that's not quite a line drive, not quite a numbler, little soft liner, I guess. Looper foul. That's Jaden Gentili at the plate. She is a technical hitter. I like watching her bat. Barry fires high for a ball. Pitch. And that'll miss. And the count is 2-2. Gentili back in. Barry winds and fires. Full count. 3-2 to Jaden Gentili. Top of the order for the Hawks on deck. And Haley Ryder. The full count offering from Kyla Berry to Jaden Gentili. A strike 3, blistering fastball. And that's out number 2 as Haley Ryder will step in. And we're going to bring in Jazzy Francik. So there is the plan. The plan is to allow them both to pitch with 2 outs here. So, my goodness, can you imagine what it's like to have to see Jazzy Francik, then Kyla Berry, then Jazzy Francik again? That's like, that's your worst nightmare as an opposing softball team. Oh, and wait, just for giggles, we could throw Addie at you, too. And you got Alyssa Arnold. So, you know. So Jazzy Francik back in the circle, taking some warm-up tosses here. And not sure, I'll figure out the alignment here. Looks like Kyla Berry's going to go to left. Haley Turner's going to be in left. Naveah Loveridge is still out there. And I don't know, we'll figure it all out when they get out there. All right, the infield remains the same. And Haley Turner's in left. Naveah Loveridge is in center. And in right is Addie Berry. And at the dish is Haley Ryder. Francik comes in with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. 4-0 Bulldogs on top. Here's the pitch as Ryder turns and squares the bunt. Francik, the 0-1. That arm hasn't cooled off playing out in left field. It's 0-2. And I imagine Jazzy will finish it off the rest of the way here. Just missed. 1-2. 2 outs. Kyler Berry with an outstanding job tonight. 5 strikeouts and 2 1/3 innings pitched. It's going to be fun to watch. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of 5. 4-0 Bulldogs. Speaking of Jazzy Francik, she'll lead us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Skylar Wagner in the circle for the Hawks. She's pitched a good game tonight, giving up a couple of hits, but, you know, I mean, this is a hitting team. This is one of the best hitting teams I've ever seen. And Skylar holding them to 4 runs. The last 2 times out against him, Wagner has held them to just 7 runs, which is quite a feat in and of itself. You're talking about nearly 12 innings against them. Allie Turner on deck. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Ball 1. Great crowd. Great night for softball here at Dawson Field. Skylar, the lefty, rocks, fires. That'll be a strike. And Francik is set, says Coach Adele. 1-1. Allie Turner on deck. Allie Turner first pitch swinging her last time up. Let's see if she does that again, but got to finish the at-bat with Jazzy. The pitch, and that's a beautiful off-speed pitch, and Jazzy looks at Skylar and says, you know, I'm gonna face you again. She didn't say that. I'm just saying that's probably what she's thinking. I'm going to throw you a changeup. Wagner tried it again with the all-speed, and the count is now 22, 2-2. Says home plate umpire. The 2-2. And Jazzy jolts one up the middle. And the leadoff single. And the Bulldogs probably get a pinch runner here for Jazzy. And your pinch runner is going to be Ashley Birkmeyer. Birkenmeyer.
Number 9, Allie Turner.
Allie Turner steps in. Turner with a hit her last time up. Watch this first pitch offering here. Skyler. And that's a strike. 0-1. On deck, the home run hitter, Alicia Thompson. And Allie swings over the top of that one, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner on first, 4-0 Bulldogs on top. Bottom 5. Wagner fires, just misses off the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Wagner, the 1-2. That ball was popped up, and I tell you, that was in no man's land. And Allie Turner with another opportunity here, and let's see if she can make them pay, because that's a tough out to get there. Thank God they didn't dive for it, because they would have dove into each other. And so Turner now 1-2, fights that one off from Sky. See what she does here. Change up tipped, and unfortunately it went under Maddie Ford's glove, so she didn't get a chance to squeeze it. And Turner stays alive for another swing here. 1-2 to Turner. Feels that hot corner as good as any. Sky ready, gets the signal. She winds, kicks, fires, high, 2-2. You're not going to blow one by Allie. If you get it by her, it's she missed it. And that happens. Sky rocks and fires. And that hit Allie on the arm. And Allie will take first, and the Bulldogs have runners at first and second with nobody out. And Alicia Thompson coming to the plate. And all she did the last time up was hit a moonshot 2-run bomb over the left field wall. Thompson was first pitch swinging last time up, too. So see if Sky gives her anything to swing at here. She rocks and fires. She does. Right down Broadway, and it's 0-1 to Thompson. Wagner to Thompson, and there's a chopper to the shortstop over to third for the force out, and they get the lead runner. That's a good headsy play there to know where to go with the ball and when to go with it. By Anna Brait, she just pitches it over to Amaya Pitt, and now there's one out here as Bailey Holland steps in, and pinch running for the catcher is going to be Camden Hurd. Camden Hurd at first. The runner at second. One out. Holland high for ball 1. Who's at second? Well, it's Turner. Allie Turner. Allie Turner at second. It was Ashley Burkmeyer that got the force out at third. Here's the pitch. That'll be a strike. 1-1 to Bailey Holland. 4-0. Still a game. Still a game. I wouldn't go anywhere. We've seen the Viera Hawks erupt and score runs on many occasions. Alex Breeden does not let her teams. She allows them to believe, and they do. Oh, Rockledge and Merritt Island baseball last night. Yeah, I mean,
We watched a 7-run lead disappear in one inning.
watch two teams that scored 3 runs in 3 innings, scored 13 through 2. So anything is possible. Thompson, 1-2. Change up. Nearly got her. She held up. Over to third goes Turner, and Turner heard the second, and the ball is thrown away, and Allie Turner will score, and Camden Hurd stops at second. Amaya Pitt, third, stops at third, and so she got to second, and the ball got thrown away, and Turner scored, and it allowed Camden to take third, and it's 5-0 Melbourne on top. So it looked like she was going to be thrown out, and the ball got thrown away. Good piece of base running by both Hurd and Turner. And that's an uncharacteristic mistake by Viera there. You don't see them throw the ball around or throw it away often. You just don't. Bailey Holland with 1 out, and Camden Hurd at third. Wagoner fires, and beautiful pitch gets Holland with the changeup. And now there's 2 outs in the inning. Addison Berry steps in. She's 0 for 2. The infield comes in. Natty Berry from Skylar Wagoner swung on and missed. Strike 1. Naveah Loveridge is on deck. Wagoner ahead of Berry. Just off the plate, 1-1. And I'd say, well, it was a ball, I guess. Not sure where it missed. And again, all I know is it did. Here's the pitch, the changeup, little slapper, and Amaya Pitt comes up with it somehow and throws out Addie Berry for the third and final out of the inning. But not before the Bulldogs pick up 1 on a Viera throwing error. We head to the top of the 6th. It's 5-0 Bulldogs.
All right, folks, we head to the top of the 6th inning. Jazzy Francik comes in for her start of her 4th inning of work. First pitch, high for ball one. Sylvia Burrow for the Hawks, stepping into the box. This inning brought to you by Best Private Investigations. Pitch, and that is a shot to center field. Great track there for out number one. Next up to bat for the Hawks, number 28, Anna Breit. Pitch. And that one misses for ball one. Francik looks, gets her sign, fires. Swing and a miss for strike one. 1-1 count here. The top of the sixth inning. Here's the pitch. Checks the swing. High for ball two. It's Kayla Brown here giving Alan Slaughterzinski a little break. Delivers, and Breit will foul that one off. Count is now 2-2. Sips on the rubber. The windup, the 2-2 pitch. That one high for ball three, and the count is full. 3-2. Full count, and okay, so I thought that was a full count. Apparently now all right, coach is signaling yes, the count is full. I think everyone thought that was a full count, but and Breit battling at the plate. Fouls that one off for a long strike. Francik steps back and towards the tree. Francik, the full count. And that one's popped up. Being called on, and great job with the out there by the third baseman.
Good job, girls.
Allie Turner getting the second out of the inning. Coming up to the bat for the Hawks, someone who's very capable of putting a run on the board for him. It's Jace Jackson. The first pitch. That one outside for ball one. Swing and a miss for strike one. Count is 1-1. 2 outs here in the top of the sixth inning. This inning brought to you by Best Private Investigations. Unfortunately, not everyone can live the high life. If you feel you need a private investigator, give them a call for a free consultation. Francik. Jackson fouls off that pitch. Count is 1-2. Francik collects herself. The windup. In there for strike 3. And that will end the top of the 6th inning. Jazzy Francik with 1 strikeout that inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning with your score. Melbourne Bulldogs 5, the Viera Hawks 0. As we head here to the bottom of the 6th inning, Sylvia Wagner comes back out to the circle for the Hawks.
Starting off for the Lady Bulldogs, number 12,
Naveah Loveridge coming to bat for the Bulldogs. It's Naveah Loveridge, Sofia Valcourt, and Haley Turner. The 3 due up this inning. And umpire is fixing his own equipment issue. And by that I mean tying his shoe. Wagner sets, delivers, inside for ball 1. And Naveah tries to get in a bunt. That one bounced a little high off the bat. Luckily, it just lands harmlessly in for
All right, man, let's do it.
strike 1. Count is 1-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fires. That one fouled off for strike 2. Count is 1-2. Wagner doing a good job battling in the circle tonight. Couple nice hits by the Bulldogs. Delivers. That one will miss high for ball 2. The The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off again by Loveridge, and she's battling at the plate there. Count remains 2-2. Wagner again with the pitch. That one's low. Count is now full, 3-2. And that one's coming towards me. Nearly misses my head for a long strike. Look, if you don't like me, all you have to do is say something, guys. You don't have to try to hit me with a foul ball. Loveridge continuing to battle at the plate. Here's the pitch, and high, and she will be walked. So Loveridge does a good job battling at the plate and earns herself a trip to first base. Next up at the plate, Sofia Valcourt. She is 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs tonight. Wagner sets and delivers. And they're going to try to catch Loveridge here at first. She gets back safely. I like the thinking there. Delivers. And Sofia with a beautiful bunt. Can't quite beat out the throw to first base, but she does her job and moves Loveridge over to second.
Good job.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Next up to bat is, yes it is,
Next batter, number 5, Haley Turner.
Haley Turner stepping to the plate. And a high bunt. Great job as the infield crept up on the plate. Caught by the third baseman.
All right, next batter for the Lady Bulldogs, number 22, Nadia English.
Nadia English comes to the plate. Amaya Pitt with that out number 2 for the Hawks. And that one is a line shot through center field. 1 run will score. And Nadia English with an RBI double extends the lead 6-0 for the Bulldogs. That was just a line shot up the middle. Oh no.
Next up is Jazzy Francik, number 11.
Jazzy Francik at the plate now. Pitcher versus pitcher. Outside for ball 1. The delivery. And Nadia English looks to be testing the catcher. Getting a pretty big lead out there at second. 4 or 5 step off the pitch. And there's a bouncer to the shortstop. Over to first for out number 3, and that will end the inning, but not before the Bulldogs pick up one more run off a Nadia English RBI double. We head to the top of the 7th inning with your score. The Bulldogs 6, the Hawks 0.
All right, welcome back here, Alan Slaughter-Zinski. Good job by Caleb Brown there as we get set to head to the top of the 7th inning, and Jazzy Francik in the circle to close it out. And stay tuned tonight on Brevard Sports Network. We'll get you updated on all the state championship wrestling taking place today over at Silver Spurs Arena in Kissimmee, Florida, or if you're from someplace else in the country, Kissimmee. And Viera down to their final 3 outs here. Haley Mix in, and look at this Bulldog pitching and how devastating has it been over the first 2 games of the season. Well, no runs and 2 hits given up. Swung on and missed by Mix. That's pretty good. Check that. No hits. It's a no-hitter again tonight. That's right. The play by Turner was an error, so no hits. The Bulldog pitching has given up no hits tonight. No hits against O'Galley. Can't get any better than that. Francik and Barry combining on that tonight. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
That's one, Jazzy.
And Skylar Wagoner, who's done an outstanding job herself tonight in the circle, at the dish. Just off the plate, strike 1. Actually, that was a ball, so 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Francik outside the circle, the catcher. Got dirt in her eye or something. I was fixing her glove. There we go. We're ready. Francik's 1-1. Make it 1-2. Low and outside in the count. We'll even up at 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, out 2. And the Hawks are down to their final out. And it is going to be number 16, Delia Dada. Delia Dada steps in. As I can already see, Logan DeSantos won. Palm Bay's on a run at the wrestling tournaments. Francik at ball rose. Ball 1 to Dada. 6 runs on 6 hits and 1 error for Melbourne. No runs, no hits on 1 error for Viera. And that is 2-0. Well, that was high. That's high. No, it was. 2-0. Swung on and miss. 2 balls and a strike. So barring a miracle, the Hawks will drop to 0-3, but they got Skylar Wagner back, who pitched an outstanding game tonight. Strike 2, and the Hawks down to their final out. Viera, look, as the season progresses, this is a team plenty capable of going back to Claremont, so don't fret at an 0-3 start for sure. This is a great ball club with great coaches. Francik, 2-2 to Data. Strike 3, and that'll end it. The Melbourne Bulldogs move to 2-0, and through 2 games have yet to surrender a hit or a run. Your final score from Dawson Field tonight, the Melbourne Bulldogs 6. The Viera Hawks 0. Jazzy Francik and Kyla Berry combine on a no-hitter. As it's good to see the players once again, instead of tipping caps, shaking hands in the middle of the field. That I love to see more than anything, I think, here tonight. The hitting star tonight, Sofia Valcourt and Alicia Thompson. Valcourt 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs on a double, and Thompson with a big 2-run home run. So that'll end it. Stay tuned for post-game interviews for our Connect Sports Consulting Player of the Game. For Caleb Brown, and I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski. We'd like to thank Athletic Director Daryl Buchanan and Coach Jeff Shepard. Your final score once again, the Melbourne Bulldogs 6, the Viera Hawks 0. Have a great sports night, everybody. And as always, make it a sports night.